Hey guys, what's up? It's Cole. Diablo 4 has been having a bit of a shakeup with the upcoming Battle Pass, seasons kicking off, and a lot of people hitting endgame, and I'm gonna give you my brutally honest thoughts. Pretty much no censor. The first one is a reality check that no matter who says what or what happens, that the Battle Pass will still remain tied to seasons, as that's what the developers designed it to do, and undeniably Blizzard was running focus test groups during development and determined that this was the optimal way to monetize their game. Which personally, I think that they're missing a huge monetization opportunity that I genuinely think that as a game rated M that they should be jumping right on immediately, which is tied to a Reddit post that I just saw this morning, which is absolutely hilarious, that a barbarian player died and so did, well, their pants. And I think that as soon as Blizzard starts tapping into this, that for male and female characters, let's include everyone here, I think that their monetization for their store will go sky freaking high. If you want people to spend money, this is the way to do it. My god. I'm kind of shocked that Blizzard hasn't done it, but if you want to make money, this is undeniably a way. Lots of money left on the table, Blizzard. Please take it. Make me open my wallet. And see, I've been brutally honest there, and that wasn't even a joke. If you want to make money, do that. But speaking as a regular, everyday player with no incentive or ties outside of personal friendships with a bunch of the devs working at Blizzard, but I think this may not be the best way to go at monetization of the Battle Pass. I'm like many people, and I am new to the ARPG genre, and this is the first one that really stuck with me, and I'm not alone in this being my first one. I don't think that this Battle Pass in an ideal world to monetize should be tied to seasonal content. In my eyes, why not make the Battle Pass rewards non-seasonal for those who want it? Because if a season is truly so arduous or had so much pain or friction that no one would consider making a seasonal character to complete the Battle Pass, well, that's going to spell out the answer for you if no one's making a seasonal character to complete the Battle Pass. My second set of thoughts is I am not quitting Diablo 4. I do not regret the time I spent in it, and I've genuinely enjoyed it. As many videos have indicated, I've become a little bit obsessed, I must admit. I come from Warframe, and probably the thing that brings me the most joy in these types of games is being able to craft multiple builds, theory crafting, spending time being like, oh, what if this worked with that, and all these different synergies. Like, check out how I can, like, break the game kind of stuff. What stats or what status effects I can ramp up. And I've played Warframe for a nauseating amount of time, honestly. So I get a similar vibe to Warframe from D4, and I know that that works for me. But, and it's a giant Nicki Minaj sized butt that Blizzard, if you put that on a skin that you sell for male and female characters, you will make so much money. And this Nicki Minaj sized butt is I would rather quit than make another druid at this point. The leveling process was awful, atrocious, painful. It was so awful to level that character. The lack of unique drops I am dependent on, like Tempest Roar for example, is character breaking. Tornado being a pretty much garbage skill unless you have that legendary effect sucks. Ultimately, the lack of diverse endgame builds like Storm Werewolf or Pulverized Bear or Go Home, like all these factors go into I would rather quit than make a new druid, and I mean that. I would be shocked in the new upcoming season if I played it, which coming from me who thinks wolves, werewolves, the whole druid nature aesthetic and trees and bears, I think that all of that's incredible. Me saying that of all people should be concerning to those who want me to stay engaged in the game. That should be like, holy shoot, like the red flags are going off, like someone who's like perfectly like niched in here is like going whoa. But on a more macro level of the game, I can see the following major problems for myself personally in getting into it. Experience is way too low if you want 3-month seasons. It's way too low. Once you get past level 80, you feel like you just smash into a cement wall. And level 90, I don't think most people are prepared to grind that many nightmare dungeons for level 90 plus. I'm just going to be honest. The next thing is build variety is lacking across all classes, across all of them. Necromancer doesn't have a viable summoner build, which I'm going to talk about in my last point. The druid basically is going to go Storm Werewolf or Pulverized Bear Druid or Go Home. Yes, there has been tries to do a Storm Shred. It's not even in the same dimension. Necromancer's like Bone Spear. I think Sorcerer is doing really, really bad too. It hasn't much variety at all. So build variety is lacking largely because of balance stuff, which I am sure will be addressed. But at the same point in time, my faith in Season 1 is kind of crumbling, because how can 5.5 thousand attack power stat in my one video I put on Twitter make wolves hit for less than 100 damage? And even when I did my full build yesterday, like, it still didn't even come close to what my Storm Werewolf can put out. You could literally tack on 3 times the damage and would still be vastly underperforming the Storm Werewolf build. It's that bad. The next thing is that lack of loadouts for characters is painful. Endgame in a game like this should be in part about exploring different builds on your character and being able to try out new things. I think the respec cost, it's a good thing that we have the ability to respec at all. That should be just a baseline expectation. Peace and love, respectfully, no disrespect. The cost is abhorrent. And with how long it takes to grind up a new character, don't fucking tell me to make an alt character. Don't tell me that. Don't waste my fucking time. I said I'd be brutally honest. That's my brutally honest thoughts. Don't waste my fucking time. I will find another game. I have Final Fantasy XIV and a whole bunch of people wanting my website out. I have a whole lot of other things that I can play. You have the Overwatch Battle Pass. You have the Hearthstone Battle Pass. You have the Hearthstone's Battle Pass in the freaking, like, what do you call it, the Battlegrounds. Like, even within just the Blizzard ecosystem, you guys are absolutely overwhelming us with battle passes, and you can't expect me to make a new character to do a new build. That's ridiculous. And if you were hearing this and saying that's not ridiculous, are you fucking kidding me? Don't waste my time. I will literally quit the game. And I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say that, because a lot of people that I've talked to have shared that sentiment of make an alt character. Are you kidding? Just so that I can play the exact same class, and especially for Druid, which I said the leveling's bad, it's really bad. I am not making an alt Druid. Not so that I can try some different build in the same season. Absolutely eat dirt. No way. Another problem for Diablo 4 in general is distinct lack of unique drops that are mandatory for many builds. It's really bad. One of the reasons I don't want to do Druid again in the new season is because Tempest Roar. Tempest Roar is a helmet that you've heard me talk a lot about in my builds. It is pure RNG to get that helmet, and that is a make or break item for builds, and I can't emphasize how painful it was for even myself to get yet another barbarian unique when I was hunting for uniques. They're working on a fix for that apparently. Doesn't change the fact that my first few weeks of experience in this game have been dog shit, because why have I gone 10 barbarian uniques or whatever it is? And then it's just like I can't even get Storm's companion legs for like my companion build that I did yesterday. It's like, what? And for the record, I considered myself lucky as a druid. I actually did get the helmet fairly early on. A lot of people, even at level 100 or pushing the 90s, don't have it at all. And I'm gonna end it on this point. I think that if they get the balance right, that this game has a lot of diverse builds that are possible, but at this point, so many things are simply undertuned. Necromancer, Summoner Necromancer in particular, I don't want to play Bone Sorcerer respectfully, and that's not me saying any shade. A lot of people want to do Bone Sorcerer. I'm not none of them. If I play the Necro, I want to do a Summoner build. I want to be raising the armies of the dead. I want to be popping off. I want to go crazy with all these skeletons around me and just floating skeletal mages and golems. I want that fantasy if I'm on Necromancer. And I can't play that, or I can't justify sinking the time in to make that character right now. Why? Because there's a new season. It's severely, severely, severely undertuned. But that's probably the main thing. If it was not so intensely undertuned that literally every fucking tier list that I've looked at has it at literally F tier, I'd try it. So there's my genuine thoughts on Diablo 4. I'm sorry I got a little heated there, but man, one thing I do not like is when someone tries to waste my time and be like, well, you should be grateful for me wasting your time. Miss me with that.